Made it.
Dude, you finally made it to level 2. Oh, stage! I want to say level so bad.
And your whole thing was you hated levels.
I know. I don't know why. It's stuck in my head.
Whew. Made it.
Oh, dude, you finally made it to stage 2.
Stop wasting money on that dumb shit and instead put it in investment. I know it's tempting. You'll spend it and be broke again.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's your bro Taylor.
And your bro Ryan here.
And in today's video, we're going to be going over the 5 stages of money mastery, and we're going to help you figure out exactly where you fall. All right, and starting off at level 1 or stage 1, however you want to refer to it, is simply survival. This is unfortunately where a lot of people spend their time. It's where you're paycheck to paycheck, you're stressed for cash. Chances are you might actually be stacking up a little bit of credit card debt or other forms of debt, and you're really struggling. And this is the level we strive to spend the least amount of time in. And just to give you a better idea of whether or not you fall in this level, some of the characteristics would be having no emergency fund, you are building up a credit card balance, you don't have much, if any, money invested, and if you were to suddenly get hit with a random $500 expense, would be a total crisis for you. And anytime you even have to discuss anything money related, you just feel this overwhelming sense of anxiety and stress.
Now, don't worry. A lot of people are in this situation, but we do want to strive for that next level, that stage 2, and that's going to be your stability phase. This is where you can pay your bills, but you don't necessarily have a cushion, and that's going to be basically where you're trying to figure out all the right habits so that you can build the foundation and you can build up from there. And you want to have a budget forming, you want to have an emergency fund forming, and you want to have all these good habits that build up so that you look and you say, okay, I have this budget for this much I can spend on clothes. Ooh, I actually don't have the savings, so I'm not going to spend it. So we don't drop down here, we just kind of keep it steady. We're going to stabilize our finances. So some of the characteristics you'll look at to see if you fall in this stage will be, is your income greater than your expenses? Not by much. Again, you're paying your bills, all of your bills, including your credit card bill and all of that, but you don't have too much more than that. And all in all, you're starting to get a handle on your spending. And this is a huge next step for a lot of people. Getting out of that survival stage, and even if you're just starting that stability phase, it is night and day. So if you can get to that level, like Taylor did in the intro, where he just reached that second tier, that is a huge deal. And it is going to drop so much stress off your life. Don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of stages to go, but that will be a huge time changer, a huge stress changer. And we look forward to helping those that are in step 1 get to step 2 with a lot of our future videos coming out soon.
Yeah, basically, stage 1, you feel like you're drowning. Stage 2, you're treading water and you actually see the stairs outside the pool. You know, you're like, okay, I'm starting to build that foundation. Yeah. I know where I need to go. I'm starting to build those good habits. And that will naturally lead us into stage 3, which is security, where you actually feel, okay, I'm starting to get a good grasp on this. I'm not overwhelmed. You know, I've built the habits, the proper foundation that we built in stage 2, and I'm starting to build a little wealth here. You know, going out to eat, maybe I'll go out to Red Lobster and not just not just McDonald's, you know? So it's always a natural progression. And some of the characteristics to kind of give you a better idea of, okay, maybe I'm in this stage, will be something like you don't have any credit card debt left. Maybe you still have some student loans or anything, but that high interest debt you've taken care of. You're able to invest about 10 to 20% of your income, and your retirement accounts are growing. Along with that, your net worth is starting to climb. And this is the first time you actually feel like you have some flexibility. You have the opportunity to switch jobs if you wanted to, take some time off to travel. You've built that emergency fund to where you could probably survive 6 to 12 months without actually having to work.
And these may seem like huge jumps to you, like you can't even see the next stage or the stage after right now. But this all comes with time. So if you're in survival, it's not going to be like, oh, let's just go to step 2. It takes time to pay off some of that debt. It takes time to build those habits. You're not going to budget and go, this is the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
Budgeting is hard because it's boring and it's never good news. So there's a lot of work, a lot of time that goes into all of these, and a lot of probably sub stages or categories you could hit, milestones we'll say, between each stage that'll help you stay motivated. And if you'd like, we'd put together a whole video on that from this stage to this stage, all the milestones you want to hit to keep you on track. But it takes work to get to where you want to be. And that next stage is where you want to be at financial freedom. You want to have it where there's no job that you have to stay at because you rely on that job to live. And for this to happen, your investments would need to produce enough income to cover all your living expenses forever. Now, in this stage, you might be financially free where you're no longer reliant on a job, but you are not living the life that maybe you've always dreamed of, or the life you've seen in movies, or you're not able to go buy a Ferrari or a Lexus or travel the world or anything too much. You can do small travel. You can do a nicer car than you've probably owned up to this point, but not the nicest car you've always dreamed of. But at the same time, this is probably the step that's relieved the most stress from your life. I know I'm probably going to work well past financial freedom, but I'm going to maybe switch into something that I'm super passionate about. Maybe a side hustle I've been working on. Maybe YouTube goes bonkers and I get paid to talk about financial freedom and success all my life, which would be incredible.
Yeah.
So stuff like that, you get the choice to make those kind of decisions.
Yeah, basically in stage 3, you're starting to gain a little bit of flexibility. Stage 4, you have the flexibility to basically have the freedom of like, I don't need that. You know, your boss is mean to you. Guess what? You have the power to be like, you know what? I could actually retire right now and be A-okay. So that is a huge thing. To just have that power over your own life, crazy. But like Ryan was saying, you might not be able to just go and spend it on any luxury you may want. That's where level 5 comes in. This is the final stage where you just have absolute abundance. Of course, all your expenses are covered by your investments. But this is where you can go, I'm going to buy that Ferrari. I'm going to go around the world in 80 days. All these little things, you can kind of do whatever you want to do. And you have the flexibility to be super generous to other people. You know, you're able to help other people out. Because that's ultimately a super rewarding part of this. You know, you talk to a lot of rich people. Like, it's just not that fulfilling. The reality is giving back can be a super fulfilling thing. And that in itself is a huge reward. Just being able to give back, but you have the flexibility to not only not work, but do whatever you want.
And if you're on this mythical step 6 or stage 6 that we're just not even close enough to see yet, please let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear more about it. As always, we love learning as much as you guys love learning. So please hit us up in the comments, which you guys have been doing really well in the last couple of videos. So we love to see it. But as always, please like this video. Please share with a friend. Talk about what stages you guys are on and how you're going to help each other get to the next stage, which is the whole point of what we're building this community for. And subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for the next one.
Stop wasting money on that dumb shit and instead put it in investment. I know it's tempting. You'll spend it and be broke again.
Made it.
Dude, you finally made it to level 2. Oh,
what is happening?
I don't know. I literally said it in my head like 3 times as you were coming up. Stage 2, stage 2, stage 2, stage 2, stage 2.